A 300 watts bicolor LED light is what I consider the Swiss knife for everyone that is working with videos, both for videography and cinematography. This light can be strong enough to simulate the presence of the sun if you're filming a cinematic scene. It can keep your room with a consistent brightness during a semi-cloudy day, and thanks to the bicolor function, this light is extremely versatile if you need to match it with props or other light source in the scene you're going to film. Normally, this type of light can be heavyweight and bulky, and it also requires heavy and robust light stands. But now, thanks to this new C300B, the carbon fiber light stand and the compact 105cm softbox, setting up a strong source of light, it's easier than ever. During the past 2 weeks, I've been working just with this light setup made by Sirui, and I can easily say that I'm absolutely in love with it. There are multiple reasons of why I do love this light setup so much, so I would like to share some of them with you. First of all, as I said, this setup is very lightweight and it makes me work much faster on set. The LED light itself weighs only 1.86 kg, so if I want to attach it on a lightweight light stand with a boom arm, I have zero problems in doing so, even if I want to use the big 105cm softbox with the grid. If I need to control the light intensity or temperature, I can use the control box that is easily accessible, but I can also use the Sirui app if I don't want to move around on set or if I have multiple lights to control remotely. In this sample clip you can see how I transformed this flat and dark scene into something that looks a bit more interesting just with 2 lights. Both lights are set to 2800 Kelvin because almost all bicolor LED lights have a tint shift when you dial different temperatures than 2800 Kelvins, and I will talk more about it later in the video. One light is pointed to the mirrors to project some interesting spotlights in the background, and the key light is out of frame on top of the talent. The second reason why I love so much this light is about the power. This light is powerful enough if I want to replicate the sunlight on a scene for some interesting cinematic shots. For example, in this sample clip, I wanted to simulate the sunset light coming in from the window. And to simulate this effect, I have simply used the C300B pointed toward a mirror to have the double shade on the walls. And if I didn't use the mirror, I would have got well-defined shades that aren't really looking so realistic as I wanted for this scene. The third reason why I love this light is because it is extremely versatile both for videography and photography. Thanks to the bicolor function, I can bring this light everywhere and I can use it together with props or ambient light in the scenes that may have tungsten lights or big windows with a lot of natural light coming in. Talking about color accuracy, I've tested this light with the Sirui C700 that it doesn't have a SSI reading, but I've measured the CCT and delta UV values without the softbox, just using the included reflector. At 2800 Kelvin, I've measured 68,200 lux, 2769 Kelvin, and a delta UV of minus 0.0006. At 4000 Kelvin, I've measured 71,500 lux, 3833 Kelvin, and a delta UV of minus 0.0058. At 5500 Kelvin, I've measured 77,600 lux, 5046 Kelvin, and a delta UV of minus 0.0037. Finally, at 7000 Kelvin, I've measured 64,000 lux, 6167 Kelvin, and a delta UV of 0.0002. So in this case, the light is shifting slightly toward the green side, while for the previous values it was shifting toward magenta. But at all the temperatures, I have measured a CRI value of 96, like stated by Sirui. So the quality of the light is good enough, considering that it is a bicolor LED light. And if you need a light with better color accuracy around the daylight temperature, I would say just buy the daylight version of this light and maybe use gels if you need to change the color temperature of the light. And the other advantage of using just a daylight balanced color light is that it's going to be slightly more powerful than a bicolor LED light. Talking about the accessories you can buy with this light, I've tested the DK28 carbon fiber light stand and I consider it pretty fantastic. This thing is lightweight and it is very robust. Even if I make it extremely tall, this light stand is extremely stable even if I bump it. So I don't think there is much more to add about this light stand. I consider it pretty fantastic. Talking about the softboxes, I've tested the 105cm softbox that I find pretty interesting because it has a very small footprint. The build quality of this softbox is good, it feels sturdy and it is well assembled. And overall I'm very happy with this 105cm softbox. In conclusion, this light is going to be my to-go light setup for a lot of future projects because I really like it. And I'm happy to see that Sirui is expanding their lineup of lights with very interesting products like the C300B and all the accessories to combine with it. So this is it for today guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!